back to Respect Creations. I'm sorry for a little leave of absence the last couple of weeks. We just had to take a break. There's a lot of things going on, but we are back. And today I'm going to make Hermione's wand. It's a lot of leaves, a lot of branches, and a lot of repetitive work. But I did it, and I'm pretty happy with the results, so let's get started. So first of all, I just cut out a piece of another barbecue skewer. If you haven't seen the other wand tutorials, I do the same thing there. I can link it down in the description box below. But I just cut this piece to roughly 37.3 centimeters because that's the measurements I found online at the Warner Brothers. So it's a little bit shorter because the clay will be a little bit longer on the edges. And I'm really just going to add on a thin layer on the entire wand, just to make it thin at the top and then make it bigger as we go down here. Just make sure you don't create any air bubbles. And that is pretty much it for the first layer. I'm going to add a little bit of wood texture, then that is going to be in the oven, and then I'm going to add all the flower details after that. So after I just rolled out the clay, I just went ahead with a blade and carefully just moved it up the wand just to create a little bit of flat texture resembling wood, so it wouldn't be completely circular and smooth like Sirius's, not Sirius, but Snape's wand, etc. And now after I add a little bit of clay to the tip and the end, it is roughly 37.3 centimeters. I think I'm a half mil off, but that doesn't matter. Now I'm just going to continue adding the flowers that it has. And I think I'm going to add it on 1/2 first and then have it in the oven and then do the other side so the flowers won't get flat in the oven. So for the leaves and plants, I don't have the exact pattern. I don't know because I don't own one of the Hermione ones, so I'm not exactly sure how it is since I only see one angle at a time online. But what I figured is that I'm just going to roll out pieces of clay like this, and I built a ring around the bottom and I just added them in a organic way upwards towards the tip of the wand, and just starting in the bottom, and I'm going to add more and more as I go upwards, but it's pretty much the same thing over and over again. And some areas there's 2 branches going out, and now I'm just going to show how I added the leaves in the tip. So I have a ball of clay and I'm just going to flatten it after I've made it into a little droplet sort of shape, and that is a leaf I want to work with. Then I'm just going to lift the end where I placed it down like this and add the leaf and push the middle of the leaf down on each side like this. Oops. And then I'm just going to add a little spiky leaf end back on that again. And I'm just going to work with it, shape it, and push the sides of the stems down towards the wand so it gets a really squared off look and a nice edge. And in the end as well, I'm just going to flatten it and make it really squared off. So what I'm doing now is just really shaping the leaf and everything into the design that I want. So that is pretty much it for the entire design, and even though it's a pretty simple and organic design, I really recommend using some tools to help you do it because it is finicky and it's small and it's easy to mush it all when you have big fingers like I have. So I'm just going to continue adding leaves and adding branches all the way, and then it's going to be a little bit more dispersed as I get to, I would say, probably the middle part of the wand, and then it's just going to end 2/3 roughly up on the one. So I'm not going to do the pattern all the way up. So this is the finished pattern on the wand. It took me literally forever to do this. It's so detailed and I absolutely hate leaves right now. But it's ready for the oven, and as you can see, the pattern goes roughly 2/3 up the wand. And that is pretty much it for the pattern, and I'm going to paint it after it's been in the oven. So after I took it out of the oven, I just primed it with some dark brown. Then I just mixed in some yellow and some burnt red color into that. And now I'm just dry brushing that all over, including these areas in between the branches. I'm just going to lighten up the top point slowly, and in the end I'm just going to add another layer of brown with a lot more yellow and red on the branches and on the top parts of the leaves. And that's pretty much it for the paint job. I'm going to add that last color as well towards the tip of the wand, so it's a little bit lighter at the top than the bottom. And it's all just to give it a little bit of dimension and depth. So that is the finished one. I hope you all enjoyed. A little shout out to everyone that are sending their creations on Instagram and email. I greatly appreciate you guys' work. It's amazing. And that is everything for today. I hope you all enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching.